Hiking out of Dartmouth. This is the turn to go into the woods. Somewhere that way. Lovely. Alright, we are just getting into the woods. You can still hear town. We passed a bunch of people camping. And there's some rocks getting ready for us. This is the Velvet Rocks shelter. It's the first shelter out of Hanover, just a little bit of a mile beyond. And it's on a loop trail. I came up for a quick break and just to sort of check it out. And I'm going to continue on up the loop and meet Mudbug up there. Now there's a sideways tree. There. This is a really pretty little marsh that we just came out of the woods, and there's even like purple wildflowers in there. I don't know what those are, but this is so pretty. Marsh. There's the flowers. It's a pretty little stream. We're just sitting here deciding if we need to get water or just take a quick little break. We are hiking uphill through a little field full of yellow flowers. We just came up to some water. Ugh. I definitely would not want to drink that. Thankfully there are other sources for us along the way. That is pretty yuck. Well, this is finally the top of Moose Mountain. It took a long time to get here. This is the water source. It's just a small stream just past the Moose Mountain shelter. Just got a little bit of water to top off what I carried up. We actually brought about 2 liters up last night because we weren't sure if this water source was flowing or not. There was nothing updated in Gut Hook in it. And it is an absolutely beautiful morning this morning. Most of the folks have headed out. It's around 9, I think. Kind of got a little bit of a slow start, but we're doing 12 miles today. The elevation's going to be pretty steep going up to Smart Mountain, up and down a couple of big climbs, but it should be good. And there was a group here from Dartmouth last night. It's orientation time for them, so when I was in Hanover there were a lot of activities going on, and then we passed a couple of different Dartmouth groups, and one was here camping in the shelter last night. I think they're kind of freshman orientation, get to know other students kind of thing, so that's kind of cool to see big groups of students out hiking. And of course the shelter was full, but that wasn't a problem because we wanted a tent and there was plenty of tent space. So had an absolutely just beautiful night, slept really well, and eager to get going this morning. Did a little breakout here on some rocks, and there's a sliver of a view through there. It's kind of hard to see on the video, but yeah, there's the town and some mountains and things down there. Not sure exactly what it is, but pretty little peekaboo view. People ask me about my gear a lot, and thankfully all the research that I did has paid off, and I've been very happy with my selections. Very few things that have broken. I just, even at the moment, I'm having a hard time thinking of anything that really didn't work out. So there is one thing though that's super critical that I am having some trouble with, and that is my glasses. I got these with my vision insurance pretty inexpensively before I left through glasses.com, and they are not the most expensive glasses on the world. I think after insurance I paid about 40 bucks, so I can't complain too much, but there is an issue with the lenses, and it started actually a couple months ago that something on the coating is spotty and streaky, and they look like they're all scratched up, and I know they're not because I've been taking good care of them and not you know, scratching them against the floors on the shelter or rubbing them with a dirty t-shirt or anything like that. I use the wipe cloth that came with them to keep them clean, and hot water when I can to wash off any residue, but things are getting pretty blurry. So I actually reached out to the company earlier this week, and they were very considerate. I explained I was on the trail and that it was a safety issue for me to be able to see. So they agreed to replace them for me, although these frames aren't available anymore, so I had to pick some different ones. And hopefully when I get into Glencliff to the Hiker's Welcome Hostel, I will have a new pair waiting for me. hopefully everything will be right, because I had to have these remade a couple times just to get the lenses set in the right position. But crossing my fingers that the new ones will work right out of the box, and then I'll send these back so they can take a look at them and figure out what's going on. But yeah, things like that you may not think about that much, but it's vital to be able to see. You don't want to be walking down the trail and just, you know, have the whole world looking fuzzy. So one piece of critical gear that I've had a bit of a challenge with, but hopefully I'll get it worked out in the next week or so. I'm crossing a beaver pond now, and this grass is really tall. It's taller than me. Well, I just fell off a rock into the mud back there. It was ankle deep, and I almost didn't get my shoe out. I couldn't even step for a minute. Can you see this little worm levitating? I've seen a lot of these on the trail, and I don't know exactly what they are. At first I thought they were caught in a spider web, but I think they're spinning their own silk, which is pretty cool. I'll try not to knock them down when I go by, but they're little, hard to see. Well, I made it to the top of the mountain that I don't know the name of. It's not listed in the guide, and this is what's called Holt's Ledges. There's a very nice view here, and I am going to stop and take a lunch break. Here's an interesting little marker in the woods. If you're heading south, it says 1730, and if you're heading north, it says 412. So if that's how far I've got to go to get to Katahdin, that's pretty darn cool. Well, this is the southern end of Lambert Ridge. I get to walk on all these rocks, I think, for a mile or so. Could take quite a bit of time. But supposedly nice views and some open ledges, so it's getting late in the day. I'm off. Some of these views and drop-offs will definitely take your breath away. You can see where the rocks are right there. It's real steep down. Well, it's taken me all day to go 12 miles, and I am almost to the top of Smarts Mountain. It's been incredibly steep, and here we have stairs and then some metal handholds up there. I think I'm about 3 from the top, 0.3. And boy, I can't wait to get there.